City of Albuquerque has been trying to clean up one neighborhood that has had crime and homeless problems for years. Today, the city gave us an inside look to see if their efforts are paying off. News 13's Jamie Seymour is here with details. Jamie?
The city says over the past 2 years, some of the biggest issues they've worked on in the Wells Park neighborhood is curbing homeless encampments in Coronado Park and tackling the buildup of trash and human waste in the area. Years in the making.
It was multiple departments coming together to do different pieces.
Albuquerque's Wells Park neighborhood is seeing big changes, from improved lighting and sidewalks to increased APD patrols. But there's still a long way to go, especially when it comes to homeless in the area.
We do have shelter beds available throughout our community's dispersed shelter system, but there are folks that really don't want to be in shelter.
More than 2 years ago, the city started looking into what changes were needed in that area. Improvements made so far include portable bathrooms, boxes for used needles, and even a street sweeper program where HopeWorks will hire and pay homeless people to clean up trash in the neighborhood. But in the future, the city hopes to add more trash cans and increase trash pickups. Down the street, the $4 million Hope Village is set to open soon at Mountain and 3rd.
It's about 42 beds for people who are unhoused with mental health concerns. And that should be opening this fall.
The city's also testing out a 6-month program along the Mountain Road alley between 2nd and 3rd, allowing property owners to close off access to the alley.
There are concerns about people who are unhoused and also wanting to just make sure their community is as vibrant as it can be, which we agree with.
However, even with increased fencing at Coronado Park and nighttime police patrols to kick out encampments, the city is still seeing dozens of people during the day, something they hope to address soon. In the meantime, Family and Community Services says they're adding 5 new outreach positions to work on helping people find alternative shelter. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. The resolution on the Wells Park neighborhood study was set to be heard during today's city council meeting, but has since been withdrawn from the agenda. It's unclear if it will go before the council again.
This episode of Albuquerque Gangland will be profiling the barrio or neighborhood Wells Park. It's a neighborhood located just north of downtown. It's located between Martinez Town's going to be to the east of it. Old Town's going to be to the west of it. And on the other side of I-40 there's going to be Brewtown. And then just south of them they have just the big buildings downtown. So this is a real old neighborhood. I'm almost 100 years old, a little older. And also this neighborhood spawned Johnny Tapia, which is one of the best, world-renowned Mexican boxers. He's out of Albuquerque. I made the mistake of saying he was from Los Padillas. I just associate him with Los Padillas as being his father was known to be a Padilla, and he had connections in Los Padillas. But he's actually from Wells Park. Barrio Wells Park, right here. You see it. BWP. It's going to be, like I said, Barrio Wells Park. Old neighborhood with a lot of tradition, Not too many members. Kind of just like the neighborhood is small. It's a tight neighborhood, And again, like I said, this is a neighborhood with, a lot of crime, a lot of connections. They're located right there just north of the big buildings. They're south of I-40. And then they're just west of or east of Old Town, and they're gonna be west of Martinez Town. So again, this is Wells Park barrio. It's a smaller neighborhood located right there north of downtown, but again, tight neighborhood, tight barrio. Very family oriented, and they spawn one of the greatest boxers of all time here. That's going to be Johnny Tapia. John Lee Anthony Tapia, was born in 1967 and passed in 2012. He was a Mexican-American professional boxer who competed from 1988 to 2011. He held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, including the unified IBF and WBO super flyweight titles between 1994 to 1998. The unified WBA and WBO bantamweight titles between 98 and 2000, and the IBF featherweight title in 2002. You know, and I could go on for days about this guy's career, and I will be doing an episode just dedicated to him and his career alone. But in this episode, I'm just, showing that he's part of Wells Park, and he was a major part of that neighborhood. So I'm making the correction that I had made before, saying that he was from Tapias. He is not. He's a proud Wells Park member. You know, they get the 3 dots. They get the Virgin Mary. Again, this is Johnny Tapia here with Padilla, who's his father. Supposed to be his father. And, some taggings on the wall here in Wells Park. The Virgin Mary that a lot of them get on them, along with the 3 dots for Mi Vida Loca. Some pictures of some Wells Park boys here. And, Johnny Tapia, Mi Vida Loca, the babyface assassin. Also out of Wells Park. Little neighborhood with a lot of pride. Located by downtown Albuquerque, in between Martinez Town and Old Town. And then between Brewtown and the big buildings right there. That's their little neighborhood. They got like Mountain Road in there, 6th Street, and all those little areas in there. 3rd Street, and that's Barrio Wells Park. Again, they spawned this great athlete who had a lot of problems with gangs, with prison and drugs, but again, one of the greatest boxers of all time out of this neighborhood. Some little signs here from Wells Park, the Wells Park basketball team here.